Hey guys, it's John from Album Review TV. Today I am reviewing the third studio album by rock band Flyleaf, coming out on October 30th. It's called New Horizons, and it's the final album with lead vocalist Lacey Sturm. And that's really sad news for me. First of all, I honestly did not know until a few days ago that Flyleaf was even releasing a new studio album, because the first news I heard about it was that it had been leaked online. And so obviously I picked it up immediately, started listening to it, and it's grown on me with each listen. And I'm not going to say it's quite as hard as some of their past releases, even Memento Mori and their self-titled. They've progressively changed more towards pop-oriented sounds, pop rock, and I wouldn't even say that necessarily. It's just softer than they used to be. They used to be more in the nu metal and hard rock scene, and while the hard guitars are still present, they're more vocally in the pop sound now. Lacey announced just before the album's release on October 22nd that she was stepping down as the lead vocalist of Flyleaf, and really, that kind of hits me. That hits me right here, because the band, how are they going to go on without her? She has such a distinct voice, and especially when she's, I guess you could say, angry or else really passionate about what she's singing, and you can tell that on a lot of the songs. Her voice is just very distinct, raw at times, and real, and that's going to be hard to replace. They've already got a new vocalist, Kristen May, I believe, that's stepping in, but it's not going to be the same even with the new vocalist, no matter how good she is. Now, I'm not going to say that, you know, she is Flyleaf, she was the only recognizable thing about Flyleaf. No, obviously they've got their guitar sound that's signature and unique to them, but really, you got Samir and the other guys doing their thing. I just feel like maybe it's time to continue under a different moniker, a different name. But enough about all of that. Lacey is still present. She did the vocals for this new album, New Horizons, and she even filmed the first music video for the title track. That was very good news to me, because at first I thought she wasn't even going to be the vocalist on this album. I thought that was the big announcement they were talking about, but she is. And honestly, the vocals are a little bit less powerful at times on this album. On the first single, New Horizons, that's what made me think that there was a different vocalist, because it didn't even really sound like Lacey. It sounded like she was trying to make her voice sound good and, you know, pretty, if you will, instead of the usual rawness and uniqueness that it has to it, and it sounded more mainstream, at least vocally. Now, the guitar sounds in that song are still very strong, very much present. The drums are really good on that one as well, and the track has grown on me a lot, and I like it for what it is. There's a lot more, I feel like there's a lot more positive themes that are regenerated on this album, and it gives off kind of that positive vibe at times, while still at times there are the angrier moments and the harder rock sound moments on the album, and that's probably when I'm enjoying the album the most. Like I said, the album has grown on me with each listen, and each time around it's gotten a little bit better, and there's more tracks that I enjoy overall. Tracks like Fire Fire that start off the album are just hard-hitting. It kind of packs a punch for me. The first 3 tracks on the album, even New Horizons musically, packs a punch, and the third song, which is called Call You Out and is being released as the second single, that one definitely packs a hard punch musically, vocally, and even lyrically. There are some good slower songs, if you will. They're not really slow because they all have the heavy guitars present, and the guitars are always, and the drums are usually the most noticeable things about the tracks, but vocally, some of the tracks are slower. Lyrically, they have different themes: Freedom, Saving Grace, Stand, and even the final track on the album, which is called Broken Wings. That's probably the slowest song on the album. At least it's got a slow start to it, but it really builds up to something nice. But the desperation and just angst in Lacey's vocals just overall isn't there compared to especially the first album and Memento Mori. It's still very solid vocally. I would have been interested to see where the 4th album would have taken them with Lacey, but sadly it doesn't look like that's going to happen unless she happens to suddenly have a change of heart and return to the band. But Lacey's 31, she's got a kid, she recently lost someone very important that worked with the band, and she's just said she's really understanding the meaning of the phrase Memento Mori now, and it's understandable. I can understand why she's stepping down, and it's not like, oh, I'm so pissed off at Lacey for leaving these guys. No, it's understandable. She's got a new chapter in her life to let unfold. As for my favorites, and in my opinion the best songs on the album, Fire Fire is my overall favorite. Can't stop listening to that song, honestly. Definitely one of my favorites of the year. It's just very, very hard-hitting, and I love the lyrics, fire, fire from the tongues of liars. It's incredibly catchy, especially on the chorus, and sounds of desperation and stuff in Lacey's vocals that you can hear, and it's got a great quality to it, as well as my next favorite, Call You Out. It's a shorter song. I wish it was a little bit longer, but still very powerful and hard-hitting. New Horizons is another favorite of mine. It's the first single off of the album. Lacey was actually in the music video for it, probably her final music video appearance with the band. And the song definitely was not what I expected from Flyleaf at first, but it's grown on me, like I said, and it's one of my favorites on the album. Bury Your Heart, Freedom, and even Green Heart are my final favorites on the album. Green Heart, definitely a hard-hitting song. There's a little bit of growled and screamed vocals in that one, and it just sounds really cool and reminds me of earlier Flyleaf work. And you know, I miss the Lacey that would just belt out to scream in the middle of a song like I'm So Sick. Probably, I know it's their signature song or whatever, but the one that everyone knows. But honestly, that's probably my favorite song from the band, and it's very hard-hitting, and the scream is just like, oh my god, that girl is belting that out. But it's been a long time since that came out. With each album, Flyleaf has definitely grown and matured. Memento Mori had so many great songs like The Kind, Chasm, Missing, and even Beautiful Bride. I love that one, along with the single Again. So each album definitely has a lot of things that I like, and even with this sort of a new sound but still retaining signature Flyleaf sound, I enjoy it. Overall, I'm giving this album a 4 out of 5. Grown on me with each listen. I hope you guys give it several listens if you're planning to check it out before you really generate your opinion. That's the best way to do it before listening to it one time, I've found, you know, and just throwing out, oh, I don't like it. Listen to it a few times. Let me know what you think. Comment section down below. Please remember to subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys, right here on your home for music news and reviews. See you very soon. Rolling.
No, I'll do it another time.
You got this.
Why do I have to do it right now? Gotta pull up my pants.
I am rolling.